Hey everyone, so today we are going to break down two of the things that can feel super intimidating when you're starting out online: domain names and web hosting. If you've got an amazing idea for a website, but you're just stuck on that first technical step, this one's for you. Let's dive right in. You ever have that feeling? You get all excited, you find the perfect domain name, you click purchase, and then silence. You're just staring at the confirmation screen thinking, okay, now what on earth do I do? It's a super common feeling. But don't you worry, because that feeling of being lost, it ends right now. We're going to give you a super clear roadmap. First, we'll cover what a domain actually is. Then, we'll run through a 5-point checklist of what to do before you buy. We'll clear up the whole domain versus hosting confusion, give you an action plan for right after you buy, and then we'll talk about how to protect your brand for the long haul. Okay, let's start by building a really solid foundation. Before you can even think about building a house, you got to understand the difference between the plot of land and the street address, right? It works exactly the same way online. So a domain name is, simply put, your website's address on the internet. Just like your home has a street address so your friends can find you, your website has a domain name so people can find it. It's that easy to remember name, like thewebdesigner.net. Simple as that. Now, here's where a little bit of magic happens behind the scenes. See, every single website really lives at a long string of numbers. That's its IP address. Think of them like a super complicated set of GPS coordinates. But who can remember that? Nobody, right? So a domain name is just a simple, human-friendly shortcut that points to those coordinates, making the whole web a lot easier for us to use. Okay, so if the domain is your address, then web hosting is the actual plot of land and the house built on it. It's the physical space on a server that you rent to store all your website's files, all your images, all your text. Without hosting, your cool new address just points to an empty lot. Now, before you get too excited and rush out to buy that perfect domain name, just pause for a second. We've got a crucial 5-point checklist for you that is going to save you so many headaches later on. First up, think long term. I know it's tempting to grab a name that's super trendy right now, or maybe a clever little pun. But trends, they fade fast. Your domain is going to be your digital identity for years, maybe even decades. So pick something that can grow with you and your idea, not something that's going to feel dated in a year. Number 2, and this is a big one, you have got to understand renewal costs. You'll see these amazing $9 a year deals, but that's just to get you in the door. The real price is what you pay every single year after that. So always check that annual renewal fee. A cheap domain today can easily jump to $40 or $50 next year. Third thing, please do a quick trademark check. Seriously, the absolute last thing you want is to build up this amazing brand around a name, only to get a scary letter from a lawyer down the road. A quick search on your country's official trademark database takes, 5 minutes? And it can save you from an absolute disaster. All right, number 4, who is privacy? When you register a domain, your personal contact info, your name, your address, your phone number, it goes into a public database that pretty much anyone can look up. Yikes. Privacy protection hides all of that, shielding you from a ton of spam calls and emails. It might cost a few extra bucks a year, but the peace of mind, totally worth it. And our 5th and final point on the checklist is actually a question. Is a domain all I need to get a website online? And the answer is a very clear no, which actually leads us perfectly into our next section. Remember, the domain is just the address. You still need the house. So this brings us to this really important difference between your domain registrar, that's where you buy the address, and your hosting provider, the company that rents you the actual land. Getting this distinction right is the key to finding a great partner for your online project. So what makes a great provider? Well, look for transparent pricing, where that renewal cost is crystal clear from day one. An all-in-one service is a huge plus, because then you can manage your domain, your hosting, and your email all in one spot. And honestly, these days, a free SSL certificate is a non-negotiable. That's the little padlock in the browser bar that tells your visitors your site is safe and secure. Finding a provider that actually checks all those boxes can be tough. That's why having a comprehensive solution is so important. With the Web Designer, for example, you get that transparent pricing, the domain registration, powerful hosting, and security all included, all in one place. You can check out how that works over at hosting.thewebdesigner.net. Okay, so you did it. You found a great provider, you bought your domain. That initial now what feeling is about to be totally replaced with a clear, easy-to-follow action plan. Your first 3 steps are super simple. 1, log into your account and just double-check your settings. Make sure all your contact info is correct and that your privacy protection is switched on. 2. Point your domain to your hosting. Now, this sounds technical, I know, but trust me, your provider will have simple instructions to walk you right through it. And 3. Set up your professional email. An address like you@yourdomain.com just looks so much more credible right off the bat. So, with all the technical setup out of the way, let's look ahead. Protecting your brands online is an ongoing thing, and here are a few smart moves you can make from the get-go. So, if you own, say, yourbrand.com, think about also buying the .net and .org versions. It's called defensive registration, and it basically stops a competitor or a scammer from grabbing a similar name and confusing your customers. And most importantly, set up renewal reminders. Put it in your calendar, set multiple alerts, whatever you have to do. Letting your main domain expire by accident can be absolutely catastrophic for your brand. And that's really what this is all about. While it might feel a little technical at first, grabbing your domain name is probably the single most powerful first step you can take. It's the moment an idea becomes something real, something with a permanent home on the internet. So there you have it, the whole picture. From that first spark of an idea to getting it all set up and protected for the future. Your digital address is secured, the foundation is solid. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?